Episode 5 Ganos. As you step through the veil, you find yourself standing on the edge of Yaga's dark and forested domain. The air, though, feels different this time. It's charged with eerie stillness that prickles at the back of your neck. Where there once stood a shimmering veil leading to the nightmare with the witch, now sits an empty clearing in the woods. It's as though nature herself has been holding her breath, preserving the clearing for some sacred purpose. The absence is haunting. The silence, oppressive. In your midst, Cobb the cat appears unperturbed. He sits upright, his tail wrapped around his paws, his eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. With a sense of purpose, he proceeds to gather his thoughts. Then, in a display of sheer mystical force, Cobb proclaims, "Ganos the Enlightened, we're here to meet you. Show yourself." In that ominous clearing, seemingly out of nowhere, a majestic cat appears, sitting on a large stump. "Welcome, travelers. If you're in the company of Cobb, you have my trust." Ganos turns towards your group. This cat, also regal and imposing. He's wearing a purple crystal around his neck. His tail appears to clutch another necklace with a similar crystal. The sight of these crystals gives you a warm yet uneasy feeling. Ganos takes a deep breath and continues. "I can sense the urgency of my assistance. I know you seek the mysterious key. This key holds secrets that few beings have ever been granted access to. You will need to find Arcana, known as the Key Holder. He's the only one aware of the key's present location, and the only one entrusted with keeping it arcane. He's your only hope in discovering and claiming this key. Be wary of what lies beyond the gate, for what you seek may not be what it appears to be when traversing the abyss." You and your group exchange anxious glances. Is this a warning? A challenge? Maybe both. Regardless, you recognize the urgency to begin your quest in search of Arcana. Ganos steps aside and gestures towards a small shimmering portal he's just created. This is known as the Gate to the Abyss. There are two of them in existence. Mine here, and the Wandering Gate. I cannot implore you enough to never seek out the second gate. It bounces not only between realms and time, but between the outer plane, more commonly known as the Void. If you should be unlucky enough to wander through to the Void, there will be no salvation for you." He rises to his feet, takes a few steps closer, and leans in. "Heed this warning, for you will not perish, nor will you exist. You will simply never be. Not hungry, not cold, not a thought will cross your mind. The Void is nothing, inescapable, and immeasurable. If you wander in, we will forget you. You would have never existed. This conversation would not have happened. Do not enter the second gate." He holds your gaze for a few moments before turning and looking up at the stars. "It's time for you to go." In a voice barely louder than a whisper, Ganos utters, "Don't forget my sister's crystal." He steps forward, placing a necklace with a purple crystal into your hands. A surge of energy passes through your body. You're suddenly aware that this is the key to opening the gate. Should you come across her, Canna, that is, while in the abyss, bring her back to me. My sister's been gone for far longer than the existence of even your world. Now go." As you and your group approach the gate, Cobb lingers. "I can't go with you. I don't have what is required to traverse the abyss. I'll meet you here when you've completed your task. But don't tarry. The abyss is a dangerous place. To reopen this gate, you must insert the crystal into the lock. It will call out to you when you're near." Ganos turns away and fades into the shadows. With a deep breath, your group steps through the gate to the abyss. An orb of energy swaddles your body and carries you across realms and time. Then suddenly everything is dark. Your breath is heavy. The smell of sulfur and ammonia assault your lungs. Each lumbering breath comes easier than the previous. You wipe your eyes, your face is coated in an oily substance. You feel as if you're laying down, but when you try to climb to your feet, you're already standing. As you clear the oil away from your eyes, they begin to adjust. What you see is not what you're prepared for. A faint red-orange light reveals your surroundings. You find yourself in what appears to be the bowels of an ancient ruin. The walls are crawling with etchings of elaborate symbols and primitive sketches. Black oil seeps through the engraved symbols and drips down, puddling under your feet. With every step, it follows, almost as if taunting you. Faint, hideous laughter echoes throughout the ruin. The corridor you find yourself in appears to be a long hallway, approximately 20 feet high and 20 feet wide. Illuminating your path, a dim orange glow emanates from the runes on the walls. The oozing oil chokes out the majority of the light, but it still serves as a decent light source nonetheless. You and your group press forward. Scattered among the carvings, you recognize some earthly creatures. The etchings slow you down as you find it excessively challenging to pull your gaze away from the wall. It seems as if the boundless canvas of creatures and runes comes to life, breathing and dancing around on the walls. You force yourself to keep moving. A warm sensation starts to climb up your calves. It feels comforting and soothing, almost like adding warm water to a cool bathtub. As the sensation continues to crawl up past your knees, you realize the hallway is now filling up with this oil. The oil now flowing from the walls sets panic in your group. You urge your group members to run. You reach the end of the corridor, the oil now chest high and rising. It's also beginning to heat up. There are 3 doors. The central door looks ornate and appears to host a small opening with a purple glow shining through. The doors to the left and to the right are rather underwhelming, differing only in the carvings embellishing them. The door on the right has a cat carved into it, while the door on the left is adorned with a raven carving. In the meantime, the oil and its temperature continue to rise. Which door will you choose? Will you choose a door at all? Put the crystal in the glowing mechanism. Go through the cat door. Go through the raven door. Or see how long you can hold your breath. Choose once, and quickly.